Goldie Hawn's longtime partner, Kurt Russell, has been given a terrible illness that has shook their lives. Many people are worried about what will happen next in their long-lasting love story because of this sudden health problem. What will Goldie do when she has to say goodbye to the love of her life? The March 17, 1951, birth of Kurt Vogel Russell in Springfield, Massachusetts, set him up for a life in the public eye. His mother, Louise Julia, was a dancer and his father, Bing Russell, was a famous actor. Kurt has English, Irish, German, and Scottish blood, which makes his life even more interesting. He grew up in Thousand Oaks, California, with his three sisters, Jill, Jamie, and Jody. While he was still young, Kurt loved sports, especially baseball. He played baseball in Little League when he was in elementary school, and he kept loving the game all the way through high school, where he was a second baseman for Thousand Oaks High School. In 1969, they graduated. It was in the family. His father, Bing, had also played professional baseball. His love of sports was so strong that Matt Franco, the son of his sister Jill, became a professional baseball player. Kurt didn't just play baseball when he was young. He also felt called to help others. He was in the California Air National Guard from 1969 to 1975 and was a part of the 146th Tactical Airlift Wing. He was dedicated and committed while he was in the Air Guard, which was similar to how he was in his acting job. As a kid actor, Kurt got his start in the business early on and quickly became well known. It Happened at the World's Fair was his first movie job. In a small uncredited part, he kicked Elvis Presley's character in the leg, which fans will remember. This small part set the stage for many guest roles on major TV shows at the time. In 1963, Kurt got a guest part on the ABC show Our Man Higgins, which starred Stanley Holloway. He was clearly talented, and it wasn't long before he was cast as the lead in The Travels of Jamie McPheeters, an ABC Western show. This part, which was based on Robert Louis Taylor's Pulitzer Prize-winning book, showed how good an actor Kurt was at winning people over. Guest parts on hit TV shows helped Kurt's career keep going strong. In The Fugitive, he played the son of Police Lieutenant Philip Gerard, who was taken by Dr. Richard Kimball by accident. The way he played this complicated role showed how versatile he is becoming as an actor. He also played roles in The Virginian and Gunsmoke, which showed how good an actor he was by showing how involved the stories were. Kurt played Jungle Boy in an episode of Gilligan's Island when he was only 13 years old, which is another important job he has done. He was a popular young actor in Hollywood because he could play a lot of different parts. When Kurt signed a 10-year deal with Walt Disney Productions in 1966, his career took a big turn for the better. This deal made him even more of a Disney star in the 1970s. Follow Me, Boys, his first movie for Disney, made a big impact on both moviegoers and people in the business. Walt Disney said that Kurt would become a great actor, and that prediction would definitely come true. Walt Disney wrote Kurt Russell's name on a piece of paper as one of the last things he ever did. This shows how important the young actor was to the company. This moving moment marked the start of a good friendship with Disney. Starred in many Disney films, such as Willie and the Yank, The Mosby Raiders, in which he played Private Willie Prentice. In some markets, this part was shown in theaters as Mosby's Marauders, which shows how versatile Kurt is. Even after he left Disney, Kurt continued to guest star on many TV shows, always making an impression that people would remember. He played many parts. The role of Kwon-oh, the son of a planet's leader, in the challenge to his role in Lost in Space. Kurt met Goldie Hawn, who would become his wife, while shooting the one and only real original Family Band. This meeting was the start of a friendship that will last a lifetime, on and off the screen. It didn't take long for Kurt to become a popular Disney star, thanks to films like The Horse in the Gray Flannel Suit and Guns in the Heather. As long as Kurt Russell kept making people happy with his Disney movies, his star was sure to rise. Disney gave him his first lead part as an adult, moving him from child actor to leading man. It was in The Computer Wore Tennis Shoes. This movie was a hit, and Kurt showed how well he could combine humor and charm. His success continued with The Barefoot Executive, which made him an even more bankable star. In 1971, Kurt did something big that was not part of Disney, being in Fool's Parade with James Stewart. He showed a darker side of his acting skills when he played a young thief who got out of jail. In the same year he made a memorable guest appearance on Room 222, as a good-hearted high school student who dressed up as Paul Revere to warn people about pollution. These parts showed how versatile Kurt was, and gave us a taste of the wider range of characters he would go on to play. Disney was still a big part of Kurt's work though. He was in a number of hit films, such as Superdad, Now You See Him, Now You Don't, and Charlie and the Angel. These films made him look even more like a beloved Disney star. Along with his acting career, Kurt followed in his father's ways and followed his passion for baseball. He played second base for the California Angels minor league teams, such as the Bend Rainbows and the Walla Walla Islanders, in the early 1970s. He could hit both left and right. His baseball future was looking good until he got hurt badly at second base and tore his rotator cuff. That was the end of his professional dreams. Thanks to this accident, Kurt had to go back to acting, which Hollywood would soon be thankful for. In 1974, Kurt played the lead role in The New Land, an ABC show that got great reviews. Even though the show got good reviews, it had trouble with ratings and was canceled after only 6 episodes. He wasn't scared off, so he went back to Disney and starred in The Strongest Man in the World, which was another big hit that kept his star shining. In the 1979 TV movie Elvis, Kurt played the famous Elvis Presley. This role was the turning point in his career. He was nominated for an Emmy for this part, which marked the change from a Disney star to a serious Hollywood actor. This movie, which was directed by John Carpenter, was the first of many successful projects the two would work on together. It also led to a number of famous parts for Kurt. As Kurt played different parts, his versatility continued to shine. He played the lead role in both the sad drama Amber Waves and the funny movie Used Cars, but it was his part as Snake Plissken in Escape from New York that made him a Hollywood star for real. Carpenter directed the movie, which showed how well Kurt could play complicated, dangerous roles. It became a folk favorite. He went back to Disney to voice Copper in The Fox and the Hound. After that he worked with Carpenter again on the horror classic The Thing. Even though it got mixed reviews at first, The Thing has become a beloved movie that shows how well Kurt can lead exciting suspenseful stories. Kurt was nominated for a Golden Globe in 1983 for his part in Silkwood, which showed how good he was at playing serious and dramatic roles. His role as the lead in the movie with Meryl Streep and Cher got great reviews and added to his already amazing career. In the mid-1980s, Kurt worked with his girlfriend Goldie Hawn in the movie Swing Shift. He later went on to star in films like The Mean Season and The Best of Times. Not everyone liked his performance as an anti-hero truck driver in another Carpenter movie, Big Trouble in Little China, but it later gained a devoted cult following. In the movie Overboard, which starred Goldie Hawn and Kurt, his comedic skills were on full show. This movie became a hit romantic comedy, which made them even more famous as Hollywood's golden couple. As Kurt Russell made a name for himself in Hollywood, the parts he played became more varied and important. Tequila Sunrise was a major movie that changed people's minds. Hollywood took a second look at Kurt after this performance and saw that he was a versatile actor who could play a wide range of parts. He then played in Winter People and worked with Sylvester Stallone in the exciting movie Tango and Cash. Both pictures showed that he could give strong, memorable performances in a variety of genres. In the early 1990s, Kurt played a number of famous parts that cemented his place as a Hollywood giant. In the intense firefighter drama Backdraft, he played Lieutenant Stephen Bull McCaffrey, showing a mix of bravery and weakness on screen. Then he put on a cowboy hat and played Wyatt Earp in Tombstone, giving a strong performance as the famous lawman. His part as Colonel Jack O'Neill in Stargate showed that he was good at playing lead roles in high-concept science fiction. Kurt's voice also made an uncredited showing in Forrest Gump as Elvis Presley, which is an interesting fact about his long and varied career. Many people liked him in many films, but Miracle, where he played U.S. Olympic hockey coach Herb Brooks, was what made him famous. Many critics pointed out that the movie belonged to Kurt and praised his performance. People like Roger Ebert and Elvis Mitchell said that his performance as Brooks was real and moving. Behind the scenes, Kurt talked about an interesting part of his job. In 2006, he said that he made the hit Western Tombstone for George P. Cosmatos without being there. This new information made his already interesting job even more interesting. Kurt says that he told Cosmatos that he would keep this secret until after Cosmatos died. This shows how honest and dedicated he was to his work. When Kurt worked with Quentin Tarantino, it gave his career a new edge. In Death Proof, he played the creepy stuntman Mike, and his acting shook people to their core. Together, they worked on films like The Hateful Eight and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, where Kurt added his own style to Tarantino's unique stories. In superhero movies, Kurt joined the Marvel Cinematic Universe with a big part in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, which shows that he can work in any field. However, Kurt did not like the news that Escape from New York would be made again. He was said to be angry that Gerard Butler was playing Snake Plissken, a figure Kurt thought was very American. Another emotional project Kurt worked on was a film called The Battered Bastards of Baseball, which was about his father and the Portland Mavericks. The Mavericks story was told in this film, which had its world premiere at the Sundance Film Festival in 2014. Kurt continued his action-packed career by co-starring in Furious 7. He brought his trademark intensity to the fast-paced series. In the same year, he impressed people with his performance as Sheriff Franklin Hunt in the Western horror movie Bone Tomahawk. This part showed how well he could combine toughness with emotional depth. As Kurt Russell's work reached new heights, his personal life also changed in amazing ways. He married actress Cecil Hubley in 1979. They met on the set of the movie Elvis, where they both worked. Boston, their boy was born on February 16, 1980. Their marriage did end in 1983 though, which led to a new part of Kurt's life. Kurt got back in touch with Goldie Hawn. The same year his marriage ended. They met for the first time in 1966, while shooting the one and only real original Family Band. At that point, it didn't look like they would end up dating, because they are 6 years apart in age, and don't want to date other stars. Goldie was 21 years old, and Kurt was only 16. She thought he was cute, but he was too young. That was 17 years ago. In 1983, they met again when they were both being cast in Swing Shift. During their interview, Kurt, who was drunk and maybe a little too honest, said something about Goldie's body. Goldie wasn't insulted. Instead, she liked how honest he was. Their very first date was one to remember. They went swing dancing at the Playboy Club, and then broke into Goldie's house to finish the night, but the cops stopped them. This unusual start marked the start of a relationship that will last a lifetime. Their on-screen chemistry and Swing Shift were a lot like their relationship in real life, and they couldn't be separated for long. Goldie liked Kurt not only because he was handsome, but also because he was a good person. What really won her over, though, was how well he got along with her kids from her first marriage, Oliver and Kate Hudson. Goldie fell deeply in love with Kurt, because he quickly and deeply connected with her kids. Their mixed-race family grew when their son Wyatt Russell was born in 1986. By that time, Kurt had become a part of Goldie's family, and treated her kids like they were his own. They loved each other, respected each other, and had a strong sense of who they were, which they thought was important for their long-lasting relationship. Kurt and Goldie were deeply in love, and had been together for a long time, but they never felt the need to get married. When asked why they never got married, Goldie said that being single gave them the freedom to make daily decisions about their relationship, which gave them a sense of respect and freedom. Kurt agreed with this, and said that neither they nor their kids thought they needed to get married to prove their love for each other. There have been many happy events in their friendship. In 1987, they were both in the hit comedy Overboard, which showed how well they got along again. People still really like this movie, and Kurt and Goldie liked watching it again, and remembering how much fun it was to make. One famous moment was when they jokingly asked each other to marry them, while giving an award at the 1989 Oscars. The funny exchange showed how they took life and love in a lighthearted way, making the audience happy and solidifying their standing as Hollywood's golden couple. As more grandkids were born, Goldie's family continued to grow. Goldie's daughter Kate Hudson had her first child, Ryder, in 2004. This made Kurt and Goldie happy grandparents. Their blended family did very well with their loving direction. It included Boston from Kurt's first marriage, and Oliver, Kate, and Wyatt. A ceremony with 2 stars on the Hollywood Walk of Fame was held in 2017 to honor their long and successful lives. During the wedding, Kurt's touching words to Goldie showed how much they loved each other. "I owe my wonderful life to you. To put it simply, Goldie, I love you. Their deep connection was shown by Goldie's reaction, which was also very moving, as they worked together again in the Netflix holiday movie The Christmas Chronicles, where they played Mr. and Mrs. Claus. Their love story continued to move people. Fans got to see how well they worked together again in this part, and they played the same roles in the sequel, which came out in 2020. The question of why they never got married came up a lot in conversations. Both of them said that they chose to stay single on purpose so that they could keep their freedom while also working on their relationship. The choice they made every day to stay together was much more important to them than a formal contract. The kids of Kurt and Goldie have also made a name for themselves. Kate Hudson is a famous actor who is known for her parts in both comedies and dramas about love. Oliver Hudson has had a successful acting career, with starring parts in TV shows that people remember. However, Boston Russell has chosen to live a quiet life, and Wyatt Russell, who used to play ice hockey, has decided to become an actor like his parents. As the years went by, his and Goldie Hawn's home was filled with happiness and fun. Their perfect life took a sudden turn for the worse not long ago. Kurt Russell was told he had a very rare and scary illness. It was scary for Kurt's health when he started getting sores under his lower lip. At first they looked like small flaws, but their insistence led to a more in-depth look. Peutz-Jeghers syndrome (PJS) was found in him. This is a rare genetic disorder that can lead to black spots on the skin and polyps in the digestive system. According to CancerNet, this syndrome greatly raises the chance of getting cancer. The total risk is thought to be as high as 93%. Kurt has a tough exterior, but his recent health fight has been very hard. There are more than just surface sores, they are precancerous growths that could spread if they are not treated quickly. Dr. Stuart Fisher, who is not Kurt's doctor, stressed how important it was to treat these sores right away. To stop the disease from getting worse, tests and treatments had to be done right away. Dr. Gabe Merkin, an immunologist, agreed with these feelings and stressed that Kurt needed immediate and thorough medical care. It was clear how bad the situation was. Kurt had to move quickly to lessen the effects of PJS before they got too bad. During all of this chaos, rumors spread that Kurt and Goldie were having a fight. Dealing with a serious illness could put a lot of stress on even the best relationships. Even though they were said to have fought, their relationship stayed strong. Goldie was always there for Kurt and loved and supported him. Is fighting back against this relentless disease while being closely watched by doctors. Goldie is always positive and thinks he is strong and will get through anything. Now comes one of the hardest parts of their love story, which has been full of happiness and fun for decades. Even though things are hard, they keep finding strength in each other.